Welcome. Today we are going to talk about the volume and surface area of spheres, which if you take the time to write down these formulas, it really is not a very hard concept because there's only one number we use, and that's the radius of the sphere. If you look here, we have the sphere, and inside the sphere, there's going to be a radius. It will either be given or it might be drawn. So from the very center of the sphere out to the edge, we have the radius, r. And then we have these two formulas. Now, the two formulas basically is this. The volume is 4/3 pi, the number pi, times the radius cubed, or times the radius 3 times, radius cubed. Again, the volume is 4/3 times the number pi times the radius cubed. The surface area is just 4 times pi r squared, or twice the radius. 4 times the number pi times the radius times the radius. If these formulas are a little easier, I like to kind of sometimes write it out this way. It's the exact same thing. I have my 4 times my 3.14 if we're going to round to 2 decimal places, times my radius, times my radius, times my radius, because I'm doing that 3 times, and then I divide by 3. That's this division by 3. The surface area, again, I have my 4 times my pi, which is 3.14, times my radius, times my radius. Again, pause this video for just a minute and write these two formulas down. Either write these ones down, or if you prefer these ones, write these ones down. And then once you've paused and unpaused, we're going to move on to iExcel, and I'm going to show you what we're going to be doing. For right here, we have a sphere. What is the volume of this sphere? Since I'm doing volume, I'm going to be doing that 4/3 pi r cubed. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go my volume equals, again, I'm going to do 4 times 3.14 times my radius, which according to this problem here, my radius is 5. So I times it by 5, and I do that 3 times 5 times 5 times 5. And then I'm going to divide by 3. So on my calculator here, I'm just going to type that in. 4 times 3.14 times 5 times 5 times 5 divided by 3. And if you can see on my calculator, that's just the right way of saying I typed it in. Or as I've written it down right here, it's exactly the same. So now I hit enter, and I get my final answer of 523.33. And it says to round to 2 decimal places. Since this is a 3 here, I'm going to leave that a 3. So I come over here, type in 523.33, and hit submit. And it says brilliant, great job. Now here's another one that's very similar to that, but be careful that it might give you the diameter and not the radius. You always want to use the radius. So again, my volume is going to be 4 times 3.14 times, now my radius is not 14, my radius is 7. So I'm going to times it by 7, 7, and 7. And by the way, that's half of my 14 here. And then I'm going to divide by 3. Again, grab my calculator, and I'm just going to go 4 times 3.14 times 7 times 7 times 7 divided by 3. And then I hit enter. And if I round to 2 decimal places, this is a 6. So I'm going to round that up to a 3. So I come over here and type in 1436.03, and I hit submit. And we did good work. That's the hardest you're going to get as far as volume. Surface area is actually even easier. Oh, I've lost where T is. Just give me 1 second. RST. Maybe I didn't lose where T was. Come on, where's my T? Because I know it's under T. There we go. Surface area of spheres is no more difficult. So for instance, if this will load, here we go. Now it's asking for surface area. So now surface area, remember, is a little different. If you need to look at your formulas or your notes, surface area is just going to be 4 times 3.14 times the radius twice. So here it says the radius is 6, so I'm going to times by 6 2 times, grab my calculator, right, and go 4 times 3.14 times 6, and I get this 452.16. It's already to 2 decimal places, so I type in 452.16 and hit submit, and I get my answer. Now remember, you might be given one where it gives you the diameter, not the radius. So be very careful that you convert the diameter to the radius by cutting it in half. Surface area, again, is 4 times 3.14 times the radius twice. The radius for this one is 8. So I'm going to times by 8 times by 8. Grab my calculator. I'm going to do 4 times 3.14 times 8 times 8. Hit enter, and I get 803.84. It's already to 2 decimal places, so I don't need to worry about any type of rounding. And I type that in. Whoops, I almost did 8.3, not 8.4. Make sure you'll look at your answers so you don't type it in incorrectly, and you get the right answer. Hopefully you'll have no questions, but if you do, please email me or get on during my online office hours at 1 o'clock, and have a great day.